All right, gang. Hope everyone is doing well. We can dive right into it. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am Jason there on the left. And actually, David is just taking a beat, but he may be able to jump into the webinar in just a little bit. And we do have a few announcements. If this is your first time joining us, again, welcome. I always like to recommend to join our YouTube channel. You'll get alerted every time we upload the newest webinar, the tip of the week, or any other instructional and tutorial videos. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube and click on the subscribe button there. Also social media related, I always like to encourage everyone to join our fun and active Facebook group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It's a great way to keep in touch in between Webinar Wednesdays. A lot of great discussions, questions, conversations happening in there. Some are strategic, some are, how to use some of the features built into the platform. So definitely recommend everyone join us there in the Facebook group. And also something special this month in the Facebook group. If you guys haven't already done so, we are doing a free iPad giveaway. We are going to announce the winner tomorrow around noon Pacific time. All you have to do is go to the Facebook group and leave a comment at the pinned post that's at the top of the page. We can go there together now. And here it is. All you have to do is leave a comment. Very easy, with the color iPad that you would like us to send you if you are the lucky winner. So you can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, click on the join button, and just leave a comment to automatically enter into the iPad giveaway. We'll spin the magic wheel around noon tomorrow Pacific time, and hopefully you could be the lucky winner. All right, and I do see a lot of new names and faces here, so welcome. Just a little bit about Webinar Wednesday. It's really a great way for us to share with you some of the features that we release week after week, especially the ones that can help you grow your community a bit quicker and faster. We'll cover topics such as how to increase traffic, converting visitors into members, improving your website's navigation, and anything else that can help you expand your community. So if you have questions on any of these topics or anything else about your membership or Brilliant Directories website, please save them. We'll have extra bonus time today to get to questions helping you with your website. So hopefully we can get a good handful of Q&A in here today. All right, and let's dive into some of the lab updates, some new things that have been released in the recent weeks. First one at the top of the list. Up until now, everyone can upload a logo image in the general settings of their site, but it has been limited to JPEG and PNG file formats because those also work in emails and also the PDF invoices that your members sometimes receive. We've updated the logic, so you can now also upload an SVG or a WebP or a GIF or GIF file format for your images, for your logo image. Now, just a small disclaimer, if you do upload an SVG, WebP, or GIF as the logo image, in the emails, it will still use the text version of your logo. It'll just print out the name of your website. So let's take a look at this together and see some things that we can do to make sure your logo is always displaying the best that it can. So this is the main website logo image. This is the one that can now be an SVG, WebP, etc. And you can select that just by clicking Replace Image or upload a new image and selecting the SVG or WebP version of your logo. Now again, if you use one of those formats in your emails and PDF invoices, it will show the text, just the name of your website, the website name, plain text. However, what you can do if you do use SVG or WebP here, if you scroll down a bit, there are separate uploads for your invoice logo and also your email template logo. So you can have alternate JPEG and PNG versions of your logo specifically for the emails and specifically for the PDF invoices. So lots of flexibility there with getting your logo to display the way you want it to. All right, this next one is related to security. More specifically, if you have staff or assistants or helpers, virtual assistants working on your website with you and they have access to the backend admin area of your site, we do have admin permissions that you can set so they cannot access certain areas of your admin. We just released a few extra granular controls related to accessing billing information in your admin area. So I just wanted to take a minute and show you where those settings are, and specifically the newer ones that we've released around the billing pages of your admin. So if you go to the settings area and admin accounts, this is where you can, you're the owner of the site, you can invite new administrators, and you can also set admin roles so people can have more access or less access to the pages of your site. We do have some default roles. So, someone who's just a content manager, we've kind of predefined certain pages of the admin they should not have access to. However, you can always create a new admin role, give it a nickname, and then assign it to someone you've invited to your site. So here, this is basically a list of all the pages you could ever access in the admin portal in the back end here. And the newer ones that we've released are around the payment gateway settings. Let me see if I could zoom in here a bit. So on the payment gateways page, you can remove or allow access to view your billing email settings, tax settings, the address, the countries you've enabled on your site. And also on the billing history page, the transaction history page, you can allow or not allow them to see the income report projections, the ones that show you month over month the estimated income that your site is going to see. Also, when you land on the main dashboard of your site, you can hide those stats that are on the right side of the page that show your total members, total leads, and also revenue stats, how much total revenue your site has generated, and the last week and the last month. So these are where the new controls are, so you can hide some of these settings, more granular settings from staff or virtual assistants who are helping you with your site. All right, this next one is actually the first stage of a few other updates we have coming down the line. The system does send out automated emails based on certain actions that are taken. When somebody signs up, you can choose to send a welcome email to them. That's an automated email, and you do have control over that one. There's also lead emails that get sent if someone contacts a member from their profile page. Lead emails are sent to the member and to the admin of the website. You have controls over those. And now more recently, you can control the emails that are sent when a member receives a review. So if someone's leaving them a 5-star review and whatnot, before these were automated emails, they would go out no matter what, and that's the way it is right now. However, you now have control over these email settings for reviews, and let me show you where those are. So we can take a step back and go back to the dashboard. And member reviews are managed in the Interactions tab here. So we can go to Member Reviews. And over here we can see, these are just test reviews we were doing here, but over here you can see a member review settings. And a lot of this is kind of the code and the layout for it, but there's a new tab here called Notifications. And we now have a few settings here. So do we want the admin of the website to get notified when a new review is submitted? Do we want to notify the member when a new review is submitted? And then the person who created the review or submitted the review, do we want to notify them when that their review was successfully submitted? And do we want to notify them when if we're doing manual approval, when the review is approved and public on the website? So before these were enabled, and in this stage they are turned on by default, you can now turn them off if you so choose to do so. And what's really nifty here, there are quick links. So if you wanted to edit the emails that are being sent, one, you can identify them quickly here, and it can take you to the email template editor, and you can customize some of these pre-made email templates and add your own branding and voice to them, or any calls to action at the bottom of the messages as well. So that's a great way to get people to visit your social media channels or other things, other actions you want them to take with your brand. All right, this next one is actually really big news. It was a suggestion from a previous webinar, and we've now created the setting for this. For the homepage sections, the different sections you stream on your homepage, I think everyone is more or less familiar with those. There is now a setting to choose to hide a section on mobile view. Now, this is really, really important and really great because on mobile, people could be scrolling a long time on the homepage if you're showing a lot of content on desktops. And on mobile, we kind of want to create a shorter version of the homepage so it's clearer the calls to action we want people to take. The pages load quicker. There's less content to load in general when we hide things on mobile. And again, it gives a better user experience because they're not bombarded by everything that we're showing them on a normal desktop view. So let me show you what this looks like exactly and where the settings are. All right, we'll start back here at the dashboard area. So these are related to the homepage streaming sections, and you choose those in your design settings. And from here, we can toggle on over to the homepage tab. So this is in reference to this area here, enable additional sections. So we have different types of content we want to display. On this homepage, we have the hero divider, streaming members, and streaming reviews. Let's take a look at this on desktop view. Okay, great. So here we have this. We have the hero divider. We have recent members. And we have newest reviews. Let's say we had 12 other things streaming down the homepage. It would just be too much for someone. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but from my experience, having less content on mobile is kind of helpful, especially on the homepage. So what you can do now is hide certain sections. So any one of the sections here, you can click on Edit Settings. Let's say we want to hide the reviews. Right here in the pop-up, you'll see Hide on Mobile, and we'll select Yes, and we'll close this. And let's do one more thing. Let's also hide the hero divider on mobile. So this one has a few more options. We can see a wider screen here. It's right here at the top, Hide on Mobile. We'll select Yes. Great. Let's refresh the page here. Okay, so we're going to see everything normally here. We have the hero divider, newest members, and reviews. Let me toggle this browser to mobile view. And we can see here we have the search. We have the newest members. We don't have the hero divider anymore. We can see that. So it goes straight from the search to the newest members and then to the footer if we scroll down a bit more. So less content. It'll help with page load times. It will probably in most cases create a better user experience on mobile because again, they're not bombarded by too much or so much content on the homepage that it just looks like the focus is lost of what actions we want them to take. So that is available with any of the streaming sections on the homepage. Just toggle open the edit settings and look for the hide on mobile option here. And some exciting updates coming soon. There really are a ton of updates on their way. I just cherry-picked a few to share with you guys here. One of them is related to the dynamic category filtering add-on. Let me show you what I'm referring to here. So we have this add-on, and what it allows you to do, let me see if I can open this image in a new tab. Some of you are using this. It allows you to have checkboxes on the side of your member search results, and people can check the categories of the members they want to see. So almost like that kayak website or an Amazon product search where you click the features that you want to be included in the results. There was one flaw with this when we initially released it, or something we didn't take into account. As you continue to check options, it didn't filter down, it included more options, so it would broaden the search rather than limit it to more specific results. So with this update that's coming down the line, as you continue to check off more categories in the sidebar there, it will limit and reduce the number of members who match those checkboxes that you ticked. So if you're looking for, well, anything, whatever subcategories you click down. So you'll have an advanced setting, and you can choose if you want this behavior to include broader matches, so anyone who matches anything that's ticked, or only people who match all the things that are ticked. As we see in this example here, if we had checked free breakfast, free parking, and free internet, with this update, a member would have to fall into all three of these categories in order to show into results. So a great way for visitors to find more granular results based on what they're actually looking for. So we look forward to having that released in the next couple weeks. And this one is taking a little bit longer. We just had to do a little bit more quality assurance with it. There is a new add-on coming soon, file upload for forms, We were hoping to have it released in March, but it looks like it's reaching its final stage of QA. So again, we hope to have this add-on also released in the next couple of weeks as well. And what this will allow you to do, if you're not familiar, is in your form manager, you can create and edit custom forms. You'll be able to include file upload fields. So if you want people to upload images or PDFs, Word docs or Excel files, things like that, they'll be able to do so into the form when they're making their submission to your site. So we are looking forward to that one. Also, we are currently working on a BD API. This one is a few months away, but I thought it was worth mentioning. A few months ago, we had released the ability to integrate with Zapier and Pebbly, being able to send your BD data out to third-party solutions. And we are working on the ability to send data into your BD website via Zapier, Pebbly, Integrately, and others. In order to do that, we needed to make an API. So we're getting the double benefit here of integrating with Zapier and Pebbly to send data like member data, leads, posts, RSS feeds into your BD site. And because of that, we also had to create an API. So we hope to have these released in the next couple months, hopefully sooner. Really, I'd say mid-year in this 2022. So we're really excited about that. That's just going to make it possible to integrate your BD site even more with the other solutions you're currently working with. And then lastly, tons of optimizations. Numerous speed updates are on the way. We've done some development tests. We've figured out how to get speed scores at like to 100% or close to them, working in a vacuum, of course. So we've been to the top of the mountain, and now we're going to figure out how to implement them in our live production network so all Brilliant Directory sites can benefit from some of those speed updates. And again, we have a ton of quality of life features coming soon, many of which are requested, submitted, or discovered by members in the Facebook group. So big round of applause to you guys. You guys are helping to make the platform better for everyone. So thank you guys so much. I do want to take a beat here. And what we can do now is we don't have a tip of the week this week. So if you have questions on any of these updates or your website, we can take this time to help you answer questions, help you with your site, see if we can assist you guys the best we can. All right, guys. So bunch of hands fly up here. I'll take a question from Tim here.
Hey, Jason, Tim here.
Tim, awesome to see you here in the webinar. How are you today?
Oh, great. Thanks. Just incredible work you guys are doing. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just wondering, is that called facet search, the dynamic category filtering, and can it be used like what I would know facet search as?
I'm not familiar. I've never heard that phrase facet search, to be honest. And basically, in a nutshell, what this does is it will list all the top level or sub level categories you have on your site in a checkbox format on the sidebar, and allow the visitor to tick off what they're interested in seeing for the member results.
Okay, so it only works on categories. It doesn't work on sort of other terms that you might put into a form, for instance?
No, so for that, what you, right, this would just work with the category, the top and sub-level categories. If you wanted to allow people to search other form fields on your site beyond their company name and things like that, in that case, you could do a keyword search. And with the keyword search, you could use this add-on, the expanded keyword search add-on, and this will search beyond the first name, last name, and company name, and it'll basically search any other data that's related to a member that matches that result. With a developer, I can foresee adding the check marks to search those certain keywords or criteria for custom fields that you've created, like if you have a field if someone's accredited or not, and things like that. I can see working with someone in the marketplace to create some quick check marks and stuff to include that.
Gotcha. Okay. Learn something new every day with this platform.
Yeah, I do have one more tip for you as well. We did do a tip of the week on how to create like a tag clouds, basically like a cluster of quick links that you can pop in your sidebar as well. Not exactly the checkbox search, but you can create like a cluster of links that can do keyword search very quickly, and you can drop that into your sidebar area. I'll put this in the chat here for everyone. It's a short video here. Let's see. And it's a fun watch too. Okay, there you go. It should be in the chat there for you, Tim. Thank you so much.
Got it. Thanks a bunch.
You're welcome. All right, let's keep it up here. We have Kyle. I'm going to unmute your mic. Kyle, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. Fantastic microphone. What are you using there?
Oh, I do podcasts as well,
Okay.
so it's an actual wired mic and everything.
You got to send me the information for that one. It sounds great.
I will, absolutely.
Great.
So I've came on board 2 days ago. I run the Bridal Association of America. That's the site I am rebuilding with your service. And so far I've been over impressed, so it's been great. But I really don't understand a lot of the things in the back end, and I'm sure some of these questions are answered if I start watching your videos and going through them and stuff, but I figured I'm here, you asked, so
let's see if we can help fast track you a bit.
So if you go to, and this is not my site, but this will be the easiest example, njwedding.com, which uses your service. That's what sold me on it, by the way, as I spoke with the owner of this site, and he just couldn't say enough good things about you guys.
Oh, thank you.
But I run a bridal association, and we're going to build membership across the nation. So you see the search, desired search. I put my categories in already, and eventually, as I start adding members, which I have 0 right now because on purpose, then we're going to have some in Bakersfield, California, some in New York, some in Texas, some all over the country. That's the point. So I want to be able to put that search on my homepage. I do have my directory open in the back end, and I'm not sure how to do that. That's one of the first things.
Let me help you out with that right away. That's an easy one.
I figured.
Yeah. This will be fun to show you. And let me just get something fired up here. All right. So so this is your homepage hero section, and there's a ton of search options you can choose to display here.
I did send a link of my page to the chat, so you could my current website with you guys.
Okay. Can I open that one up?
Absolutely. You should be able to.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let's do that. So after this is done, you can actually have the updates on your homepage.
Perfect.
So
and I do have my dashboard open as well.
Okay. Don't save over my changes though. Like
No.
I'm gonna open your design settings here.
Yep.
So here's your site. And let's take a look at what we're working with to start. I'm gonna just visit your site here.
And I have added categories and a main category and then subcategories, and I'm going to eventually add subcategories.
Okay.
So,
all right.
You might be a wedding venue, but then underneath that, are you a barn? Are you a country club? Are you a reception hall? Are you a lodge? On your design settings in the homepage tab,
there's this option here, the search box or call to action related to the top hero section of your homepage. That's where the main title is and whatnot.
Okay.
So over here, you have hide search box. And what they had on NJ Wedding, I believe, let me search for top. They had the top category plus the location. So you see all these combinations for member searches, top sub location. So what they had, I think, is top category plus location. You can have top subcategory, sub, and location to allow people to get more granular right from the homepage. Mine
would probably be top sub location. Because the top is just says vendors. There's nothing in that. That's one single. And then underneath that, under the first subcategory is wedding cakes, wedding DJs, photographers, so on and so forth.
So I think what you want is the sub search here. The sub and location. It'll skip the top level because you're using the kind of like obfuscate, hide the top level category on your site. So let's see what this looks like. All right, great. We can update the colors and stuff. So these are all text labels. We can update them. So, okay, it seems like we need to pin. Let me just check something for you. I want to get this working. Let me check your category structure.
Okay. And like I said, eventually we'll add a subcategory where if they're in there, then they can go, oh, you know what? I would like a barn wedding or a chapel or, whatever the case is.
Right. Looks like you hit a snag here. Let me see. You do have only one top level category. It should be pinning your subcategories to that top level category. I'm going to check what's after this webinar, why that's not pinning. In the meantime, let me just do top, sub, and and location for you, just so we can get something there. So give me a moment. So we'll do top, sub, and location, the whole enchilada there.
Okay.
But what you do, you don't need the top there because you're hiding it. I'll get this for you after the webinar.
Right.
See why
Gotcha.
that misfired there. Okay. So you have your top one, which is vendor, which we don't need because it's
Right.
right. Oh, I see here. It says there's no subcategories under vendors. Let's figure out why. Just a second.
Now there's nobody in those categories, so that might.
That is why. Okay, so under general settings, so actually it wasn't. I should have checked that first. Actually, so you've actually taken advantage of a really good feature once the site's up and running. Under
Right.
search settings, it says show categories with no members.
Which obviously, in general, we don't want to do. Right now, we do, but in general,
Right now we do. So it'll show empty categories. We'll call them. Categories that don't have any members. We can come back here and select that sub. And sub with location. Let me see where that is. Right here. And save the changes. And we should refresh this. Here we go. So now it says, so, and then like bartender and waiter. And then if there are subcategories, they'll
right. Like when we do have whatever.
Whatever.
Flowers.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So that's how you can have this search here. Regarding the design of it, the hero title, you can choose the colors and the font size of your main and subtitles here. So this one you probably want to use black because it's against the white candy.
Right, the picture, the bride. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Now,
So,
will the system automatically, like, where are you located? What state are you in?
Los Angeles, California.
Okay, so I'm in Bakersfield. I'm not real far.
Okay.
But if you're in New York and you're looking around, will it, based on your IP address, go, and give you results based on where you are? Or
that's a great question. Let me see if you have the detect visitor location add-on. If that's important for you,
it will be. It's not at the moment, but it will be.
Okay. So I'm going to share a link here. What you do want is the detect visitor location add-on. And what it will do is it will add like a target crosshairs in that location search, and that way they can use their current location, obviously based on their IP address. So they'll basically be able to, with one click, have it do a current location search for them. Browsers now don't pre-fill. They ask for permission, so they'll get a pop-up saying, "Do you want to share your location with this website?" And then they'll just click yes, allow, and it'll pre-fill their address. So I think I shared that in the chat here. Yes, I did. Detect visitor location.
Perfect.
So that'll take care of that for you. And one more question from you here.
Yes. Oh my gosh, and I don't recall the question, so I'll have to save it for another time.
Okay. Well, we're excited to have you with us, and
yes, I am excited too.
Yeah, and if you have more questions, just feel free to ask them in the Facebook group and whatnot.
Oh, I will, absolutely, and I'll put them in my mic there so you can see what mic it is.
Oh, yeah, definitely want to see that. Thank you, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Cheers. Bye-bye. All right, fun website here. Here comes the bride. All right, we got some more hands up here. We got Dan. How are you, Dan?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Where are you calling in from?
Phoenix.
All right. Welcome to the webinar.
Hey, I just joined. Are we at the end doing like general questions, or is this about something specific?
Yeah, we've been waiting for you.
Awesome.
Q&A time.
Okay, so really quick, for the leads and reviews webhooks, would it be possible to add information in there about like what plan the member is on from like the page that it got submitted from?
Yes, what you would need to do, I don't think you should be able to. You're going to have to create some hidden form fields. I'll just do it here. Okay, just pretend this is the get matched form here. So we can add a new field. Let's see here. Add a new field, and what you want to do is choose a hidden field, and it would need to. You can call it whatever you want, like member subscription plan or whatever it is. And the method to do it would be to have set the default value, and the default value is where we would input the current member, whose profile you're on or post you're looking at, their subscription ID. You would need to do that with just a little bit of PHP, or you can create a widget and drop the widget in here. But the idea would be to set the default value to fetch the current member's subscription ID, whose profile you're on, and any other types of data. So generally, it would be, again, this would be a good Facebook group question, and I'll be happy to take a look at it also and do a test on your site. But, you know, it would be like subscription ID.
That's fine. I think I have, I mean, that gives me enough to,
okay.
Yeah.
And this way, it's a hidden value, so it'll get sent with the Zapier, you know, whatever it is, and it'll have the default value filled in based on the member you're on, who you're looking at right now.
Okay, so when you add in extra kind of hidden fields like that, the webhook will automatically include those extra ones?
Yes, so that's what's cool about them is you can add more fields, custom fields or existing fields, and they'll all be shipped with the webhook data that's being sent out.
Okay, cool. And then can I do one other quick question?
Yeah, please.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I just sent a ticket into support about this. They told me it wasn't possible, but I was wondering if you had any other workarounds. So essentially, there's two forms for members to sign up, the free and the paid. We've modified the free one to ask for extra information. And we use the validation to restrict like Gmail and Hotmail addresses and so forth. But sometimes we want our customer service to like kind of override that and allow a Gmail to sign up when we realize it's not spam and that sort of thing. So ultimately what we're trying to accomplish is being able to like turn off that validation temporarily and easily, so that way the front of site people aren't able to do it. And so essentially what I tried doing is cloning the free form, and then I was gonna like use that form internally, so like our employees internally could submit and do new members, but they said you can't really do that. You can only have like the one default free form, because ultimately all of our automation is hooked up after that new form is submitted, and it goes into all of our CRM and everything like that.
Okay.
So just trying to turn off the validation or find a way to make a second form that only would be used internally to sign up people for accounts.
So what you can do is instead of putting it in, I'm assuming you're adding it to your blocked keyword list like Gmail and Hotmail. Is that what you're doing?
No, in the form validation, we did a regex.
You did one
Similar to what you're showing me.
Okay, so what you can do in that case is for that field, what you can do is under validation options, you can just enable the valid or disable the validation temporarily. Is that kind of what you're referring to?
Yeah, well, that's I mean, that was our original thing, and you know, then we like forgot to turn it back on, and so people signed up with Gmail and so forth, and so we were trying to figure out like an alternative way to do it essentially.
Right. Okay, but you would manually have to like grant access to allow that person signing up with their Gmail, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like my initial thought for a workaround was to clone the free form, and it would all be the same, remove the validation from that, and then only have that secondary free form on like, you know, that only our employees could access. But you know, according to support, you can't do it that way.
Okay, hang on. I'm thinking what you might be able to do is there is an alternate free form for the Express member registration. Are you familiar with that one? Are you using it around your site?
You know what, we're not, because we really don't do a lot of that, but
okay.
You think I could modify that?
Yeah, I don't see a, let me think. Yeah, because you could, yeah, that would be, that's just an alternate free sign up form that I'm trying to think of a workaround to kind of get what you're after. The other thing I can think about is if they're trying to sign up with a Gmail or Hotmail and it's not working, you can have like a quick link to a page. And again, this is not perfect, where they can request from your team like, hey, allow me to sign up with my Hotmail or Gmail account because that's my only email. And they send your team like a contact form request, but the page is specifically for their request to use that email. And then maybe you guys can, again, you're doing manual work here, but you can add them manually in the admin and send them their login information or a password reset link that they can now log in and edit their account.
Well, that's what we were originally going to do, is just add a new account in the back end, but then because of that, then it doesn't hit the webhook and all that other stuff. Then all our other automation stuff doesn't fire, so it creates even more manual work. So it's easier to just turn off the validation thing. But could you show me where that Express member form is, that secondary one?
Yeah, so that's a good question here. So under general settings, you want to enable it first. And the way to enable it is you have to pin it to a free one of your free membership plans. So in this case, it's pinned to a general user account. I'll save the changes. And then if we can go to the member login page here. So then they'll have this tab with like member login or register new account. And that they would register here. And I think you can edit this. This is the other like free sign up form, and it's connected to the Express member registration.
So if I do that and enable it, then is there any way for me to like hide this? Because ultimately, I want it for employees to use internally if possible.
Yeah, you could you could, if it's for members internally, you could put it on a page on your site and protect that page to be members only, and only the admin members can access that page, as an example.
Okay.
And then when they access that page, they can, kind of do this. So you can maybe use CSS to hide this if you wanted to. And
perfect.
you could play around with something like that. So I don't think it's impossible. It's just something new that, like what you mentioned. So something to think about there.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Gave me a lot of good info. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, Dan. Good stuff. All right, good. Some higher level stuff there, trying to manipulate how the registration forms work. And we have Patricia.
Hello.
Hey, how are you today?
Hi, doing great. Oh, this is awesome. I've been using the site for a year now, and I love it. So thank you for all the work, and
awesome.
Your support team. They're awesome. So I really appreciate every one of them. This might be something that I didn't understand in one of the ticket. I think they try to help me. So probably if I watch more webinars, I probably get figured out, but I would love your feedback.
Sure.
I don't know if you want to log into my account, or if should I just ask?
Sure.
Or
yeah,
what's best?
What's the site?
It's REDE probr.com.
All right. Let me fire that up here. Okay. And how can we help you?
So what I'm setting up 30 days free trial for everyone. And yeah, let me know if you have a question. It's all in another language.
No, it's fine. So 30 trial.
Yeah, it's a 30-day free trial. But then, so when they sign up, they don't enter a credit card. They skip the credit card information. My question is, how do I go back to billing them once the 30-day is up?
Okay, perfect. In this case, what I would recommend for you is to use the billing reminder add-on. And I think you should have, I think you have the VIP add-ons club on your site. And with the billing reminder emails, what you can do is doubly good, actually. One is you can send them upcoming payment reminders. So even if they don't have a credit card on file, it will remind them that the system is going to attempt to bill them on this day. So that email will go out, and you can let them know if they need to update their credit card. Here's the instructions on how to do it. You can really educate them, and you can edit these emails if you need to, and provide any educational resources to help them successfully get billed and stay active on your site. And then alternatively, if they're on a free trial and then payment is due in 30 days, on the 31st day, if the payment's not captured, they are technically past due. And you can have up to 3 past due emails go out to them, again, educating them and encouraging them to log in and update their credit card on file. And this way, essentially, you're getting 4 chances to make sure, up to 4 chances to make sure that your free trial people have gone ahead and updated their credit cards on file. In addition to that, the welcome emails that your free trial people receive, in that initial email, obviously welcome them to the site, all the wonderful things they're going to get, and oops, don't forget, make sure to add a credit card file to keep your account active after your free trial has ended. So that's another point of contact where you can educate them to add a credit and inform them to keep a credit card on file.
Perfect. Awesome. Do you mind showing me how do I update these emails or the welcome
Sure.
email?
So let's take a look. Let's go to, it should be your payment settings. And over here, you can go to billing email settings here. And so all of them are turned off right now. So what's cool is for the upcoming payment reminder, we've covered these in previous webinars, but to activate it, just choose which types of billing cycles you want this email to be sent out for. So maybe the upcoming emails I've heard in the Facebook group, they don't want their monthly members to receive them. It's just too frequent, but they do want their annual members to receive them because they might forget that they're getting billed and this and that. So you would just, you could select all of them if you want. And then the past due one's really cool. You could choose whatever the payment cycle. You can include an invoice of their PDF. You can get notified. You would get a daily summary of basically the financial activity on your site, the new payments received, the upcoming payments, and who is past due, and if they're past due number 1, 2, or 3. So with the past dues, you can choose after how many days their payment has been missed, should we send out the past due reminder. Generally, same day or one day after the payment is due, most people are sending the past due reminder email. And then you might want to wait 7 days and then like 14 days to send the last one. And then over here, you can edit the templates associated with these billing emails that are going out. So let's look at the upcoming payment reminder one. And let's preview this. So this is the base. This is the default one. It's very, very limited information. The upcoming renewal, you can change this if you edit it, and it's very simple. So underneath your signature or anywhere else, you can add more instructions or a phone number. Do you need help with your payment? Contact us. And education is key when it comes to helping members keep their billing updated. They don't have most don't have the attention not to pay. They just forget or they don't know exactly where to go sometimes.
Awesome.
And
last question. Is that okay?
Let me put a link to this billing reminder in the chat here.
Yeah.
Because there's a video on this page that shows you how it works here. This video right here. Okay, and what's your last question?
Last question is, so let's say because we have a free plan as well. So let's say they don't want to, they did the test and they don't want to pay. How do I manually have to go in demote? I don't know if that's the correct word for free, or can it be automated? Like if they're past 15 days, I don't know, without like past due, can they go automatically to free?
So a couple things there. What you just mentioned, right now by default, if somebody's past due, I believe there's a setting and you can choose if their account stays active or they're on hold, so they're not an active profile on your site anymore or an active account. So that's what happens right now. This is actually the third time I've heard it, an option to automatically downgrade them to another membership plan, a free membership plan that doesn't, just like the Express member registration, it has to be pinned to a free membership sign up to demote people if they're past due to the free plan, whatever that may be on your site, rather than placing them on hold. I'm going to use that, and if it's okay, to recommend it to the dev team. So when paid user falls past due, ability to pin member to new free plan designated in the membership plan setting. So you would probably choose this for that membership plan. If they're past due, they'll fall into a free. Okay. Thank you for that. And then another thing is you can educate them if they can, one of the upgrade or change plan options. Let me take one step further here. That something you can do. Let me log in, or let me go here to the membership plans. So these plans you have.
Sorry, I created many.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. So what I was going to say is you have like free plans and paid plans. So when you have like a plan, like a Plano admin test or whatever it is, you can choose the other levels they're allowed to change to, upgrade or downgrade, whatever, but you choose the plans they're able to themselves choose to change to. So in this, let me let me go a little slower here. So editing a membership plan, if we scroll down in the signups and upgrades tab, if we scroll down to change plans, upgrades,
At the bottom.
right? If you choose one of your free plans here, they can always, even if they're past due, they can go ahead and switch to a free plan. It'll eliminate their past due invoice, and their account will, again, should turn active because it's a free plan and no payment is due. So you can always give them an out by making the free plan as an option to change to, even if they've fallen past due on a paid plan. And some of this will require...
Right, and that shows in it shows in their admin portal, right? I mean, for the member.
Yeah, it will show in their member dashboard. So we've
dashboard.
So you might always want to give them an out to, the free plan's always there. If they need to put their paid plan on pause, don't be afraid to switch to the free plan. We did do a webinar on this too. I think it would be valuable to share. And these are great questions.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So let me just share this in the chat. It was this video here. Basically, it was 5 upgrade strategies. It shows you how to put messaging on those upgrade pages inside their member dashboard, information basically, and you can put the free plan you can always go to the free plan if you need to. So I've added that in the chat there. It's worth a watch, this video. It gives you some tips on basically how to educate members on ways they can change their plan on your site, which is very helpful. Because what we want to do is avoid cancellations. We want to give people other options to stay active on the site beyond fully canceling their account.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I know a lot of information to digest there. Hopefully you'll get it working, a good model for your site there.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. Let's go with Nisha. I'm going to unmute your microphone, Nisha.
Hi. So I am just starting out. I bought it a while back. I decided to go and populate in like an Airtable software a whole bunch of listings so that my site has about 200 when I launch. And my question was, is there like a step-by-step process of things you do? I want to pre-sell my listings to sponsors. So my model is I help entrepreneurs who are raising money for climate solutions, and they don't necessarily have money to pay for the membership. So I'd like foundations and investors to cover the cost by sponsoring different categories. And I'm just trying to figure out the best way, I can simplify this because there's a lot of complexity on the back end. And I just want to do like simple things to move me forward.
Okay, I think you asked this question in the Facebook group, correct?
I did.
Okay.
So I did look at the video that was shared, and I am going to do those things. And I'm working on the blog post, creating the social profiles. I've already done a lot of those things. But what I was trying to figure out is there a way I can show the investors what they would be sponsoring?
Yes.
In an easy way, and then basically create that as a digital product within BD so that they can click and buy.
Yes. So what you're referring to is something called a channel takeover. Channel being the category of the content that's being presented. That could be a member category. That could be like a blog. Let's say you do blog articles, and one category you have is finance articles, right? And maybe a financial a planning company wants to do a channel takeover for that blog category on your site. So a few things you need to have in place because now you're selling advertising, right? So
correct.
When you sell advertising, I'm not 100% familiar with it, but basically you need something like a marketing deck or a marketing kit. Right. It shows them the demographic or potential demographic of your site since you're just starting out, the audience you're catering to, the size of that audience, if those stats are good to share. And basically the paid options for them to sponsor a channel. You can have a small header, you can do a takeover, the different places their ads can show on a category or a page. So maybe have 3 to 5 options for them. And you can Google marketing deck or marketing kit for banner advertising. And let's actually do that together real quick and see what we can marketing for banner.
So I actually know how to do that because
Fair enough.
I have a marketing background. My question is, I want them to sponsor the search results within BD. So let's say it's entrepreneurs looking for venture capital for ocean carbon sequestration, and that's 2 search terms within the advanced search that I have. Then the VC can sponsor only that search results page because they only look at ocean CDR. That's all they fund.
So perfect.
Yeah.
So this is a video I'm going to share with you how to add custom content to a specific search results page, both for members and for post types like a blog article category and things like that. With this, you'll be able to plant banner ads in the header, the footer, and the sidebar of those search results pages. I think this would be a good place to start. And then I'm going to share this link here. And what they want to see is an example, right? So, and the best way to show as an example is if you're going to pitch someone, show an example of their competitor who's already on your site or something similar like that to kind of get the fire going under them that, these things are happening on your site. So I think this would be a great video to start. It will allow you to create custom content on search results pages, and that may be enough to get you going and something actionable you can do on your own once you start getting people paying you for sponsorships.
Okay. And the 200 foundations that I have, many of them could be sponsors, but I also want them to, check their listings. There is one field I don't want them to touch, which is a custom field I've designed. Is there a way you can allow people to claim a listing but not edit every field in their listing?
Is it just one field?
It could be more than one. It could be more than one field that I want to protect. Basically, I went and I SEO optimized like a little blurb that would show up for SEO. So, I don't want them messing with that field. But the rest of it, like the address, I don't want to sit maintaining. If they want to change their grantees because I got it wrong, then they can change that. Okay.
To do multiple fields, you have to log in as the member and then enter that data. You're making me think of more ideas here. Hang on a second.
Sorry.
No.
Complicating. I was actually thinking, I should really get together a group of BD members and we can do sprints together and hold each other accountable because I keep procrastinating.
Right. So there isn't, that would be wonderful, actually.
Yeah.
So if it's multiple fields, there really isn't a way to log in as the member, edit those fields, because they're going to see everything there. But there is one field here in the quick edit pop-up. If there's a field called internal admin notes, and it actually is just like their first name field, and it can be used just like that. Here, for example, this field name is called member notes, and it saves just like their first name, last name, phone number. So you could, and they don't see this, so you could utilize, sorry for the banging if you hear that, you could utilize this field and potentially the second phone number if you're not using it, and things like that. So, but this internal admin note could be at least for one field you don't want them to edit, and you can then utilize that around your site, the SEO, tags and things like that in your code as if it was a normal field.
Okay. So right now I've created custom fields and mine says SEO _ description or something like that I created.
Right. And
so I would need to call it internal notes when I upload the CSV file.
This field is called member notes. Yes, and you can upload this with the CSV file. So it's called member notes. I'll drop it in the chat here. So
so I'll just have to rename that one field with member notes.
Right.
Okay. And then I can use the second phone number field for
something else.
Can it be long text or does it have to be a number?
It should be fine as long text, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I have two fields I can mess with. That's
correct. You have two fields you can mess with. It's a little bit of a hack and a workaround, but it might be enough just for right now, at least.
Yeah. Well, I have Ryan helping me, so I'm not alone.
You're in good hands.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for taking my question.
Yeah, absolutely. Great questions there. All right, let's keep the good times rolling and take some more questions here. I see, let's see, Serdal. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Serdal.
Yes, Sardal.
Sardal. Where are you calling in from today?
London.
Okay, it's late there. Thank you for staying up with us. Okay.
I have a simple question. Maybe you know the postcode system is different in the UK, and I want to build my website for certain postcodes.
Okay.
Like starting with TW, because I want to build a local directory site, and I don't want any other people around this borough be able to join or search.
Okay, so there's a few things you can do. One is you might not be able to stop everyone from joining your site, especially when it's location based, because they could spoof their location and just put something to join your site. But I can give you some tips on how you can encourage people not to join who are not in those areas, or reach out to you in another way, because you might notice that there's a lot of popularity for a neighboring area, and you might want to start another site in that area. So can I show you a few tips that you can do?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So what is one area that you're trying to target? Name of a borough or a neighborhood or something?
Richmond Borough of London.
Richmond Borough is okay. Is it just Richmond, or is it Richmond Borough?
It's called Richmond upon Thames Borough of London. It's quite long.
All right, let's just say Richmond. Let's just say Richmond. I'll show you the general idea here. Okay. So let me go to our demo Bootstrap site. All right, this is the basic idea here. Is everywhere, all the text labels, just start making it about your city. So your logo is going to be, I'm just going to do this quickly, Richmond Directory. In the name or keyword, you want to say, these are all text labels. I'm doing them quick in the code here, but you could say search Richmond business. And you see where I'm going with this. And then you might want to get rid of the city or postal code search, because it's obsolete if this is only for Richmond anyways, unless it's a bigger area where people have to get more granular. But you could get rid of all the location searches and just focus on the names or categories. In the titles, you can say, and I'll show you something, one last thing you can do, but you see the idea, search, excuse me, search the number one, it's getting finicky here. I see why, because of the background. Okay, Richmond Directory. Anyways, I'm just going to put this here. You get the point. Search the number one Richmond directory. Now, what you can do is on your sign up pages, so you put Richmond everywhere, right? You let them know this is all for Richmond. What you can do is you can kind of put a message on your sign up pages. Let me just go to a sign up page here. And not exactly in this format, and you don't want it to sound too negative, but you can do something to the effect, we only accept listings from Richmond, London. All other listings will be removed. Again, that's a little harsh. There's probably a nicer way to say that, but this will deter people from wasting their time signing up. And if you make a $1 plan or just paid plans, then that will deter people even further from wasting their time. But these are some things you can do is to make the site really focused on that area and deter people from trying to join your site who don't belong on your site.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, the most simplest thing is usually the answer here in this case. You're welcome. All right, yeah, we see this a lot with regional directories. I don't want people from another country or another state or another city from joining. Sometimes they can bypass it and spoof an address, change it later, things like that. So with just a little bit of monitoring and maintenance, you can keep things nice. And also, it doesn't have to be this messaging. Say we only accept listings from Richmond, London. If you're from another area, fill in the contact form to see if we'll accept you into our directory. And you can do things like that to make it a little more constructive rather than just punishing them for not being in that area. All right, let's see. We got some new hands up here. Our good friend Rich. How you doing, Rich? There you are. Yeah, how you doing?
Great. I know you're running a little late, so I appreciate it. I got potentially 3 rapid fire questions here for you.
Shoot.
All right. So the first one, if you want to check out the site while I'm asking the questions, it's podcastersdirectory.com.
All right.
You're welcome to go to the dashboard or the admin area. First one is on the get match form you were talking about earlier tonight. Is there a way to kind of, we have 3 top level categories, and we've already, enrolled quite a few people in the, the third of those. Is there a way to kind of hide that in the form for like the get matched? The example is like we're really just trying to match podcasters and guests, but early on we created a 3rd category under the top level for resources, which is kind of like a marketplace. Yeah, is that one there for the 238 members? But when people get matched, like if you're a podcaster, you really just want to get matched to a guest, not really a product or a service. So can we hide that either from the get match form, or could we remove that category and ultimately just kind of create like a marketplace, like a landing page where people could see all of these members, and we have that page already kind of set up under our marketplace, but it's all tied to that top level category. So like on the home page, you click on marketplace on that home page.
Mm-hmm.
You see up top in the menu bar. Yeah. So this is where we house all of our, those products and services, which we call resources, but it's a top level category. So could we kind of clone this, and when they click on that category, it would tie to, networks or editing services, but because if they click on the get matched form or, podcast bookings, it's just confusing.
Right. Do you have a page where your get match form is listed?
Yeah. So like if you have to log in as a member,
okay,
and then you can, and the get matched is called the podcast. It's in the middle tab. Yeah, that one right there.
Okay.
You'll have to be logged in. You can log in as any member from the.
Okay. And I do want to check one thing on your form here, and you've given me another idea here. Just go to the lead settings real quick. I know, let's see. Yeah, you're displaying top and sub-level categories. When it's only sub-level categories, you have an option, select corresponding top-level categories for the sub-level categories. I'm thinking when it's top or top and sub-level, we can have a similar drop-down so you can select the top categories to just even start with in the get matched form. And that would solve your problem, which we don't have right now. If it's top level category, it's going to show all the top level categories.
Yeah.
So right now there isn't a setting to achieve what you want right now. And then you said login as any member, and then check out this page, and let's see here. So I'm going to make a note here. That's also a good suggestion here is lead form when starting with top level, show checkbox options for which top levels to include. I think that would be super high value there. So that's a good one. And if we go back to this here, oh, this is the page. Okay. So
see, it auto fills.
I can provide you with some, like a workaround with CSS with design to kind of hide it, that this isn't doing it. I need to get a little more specific. Can you post it in the Facebook group and just with a screenshot saying I want to hide resource for podcasters, and I'll provide you the code to do that in the Facebook group.
Yeah, absolutely. And 2 other quick questions is publishing content, which was kind of brought up earlier in the webinar. We have members that, if you look at some of our member plans, basically, based on their tier, they're allowed to publish one for free. And then the other, if they publish a photo or video or a picture, whatever, then they pay for those. But the glitch or the challenge is we can't crack the code on is when they submit their first one, it's pending approval because we don't want people, submitting inappropriate content or just not a good fit, whatever. So we monitor that and we wait for approval. Actually, you can look under our pending. This is a good example right there under our pending
Oh, there's an update coming down the line. When the post requires pending approval, the member can go ahead and create it without paying.
Yeah.
And then when they submit it, you, the admin, when you approve it, you'll have an option approve and charge for the paper post in the admin area. So when you manually approve it, you can also then bill them after you've marked it as approved. So the member can freely create as many pending posts as they want because it's awaiting admin approval. And then you'll have the choice when you manually approve it to now bill them in that moment. Is that what you're referring to?
Kind of. If you look under our content, you'll see a bunch of pending ones in status mode right now. And like one person put, 5 articles in there that are all, pending, like, yeah, right there. And so, or events, but, but they're a free member, so their credit card's not on file on one hand. But on the second hand is that the thought was, they can submit one for free and then the additional ones they would pay for. But they submitted me either all in advance, but also it, when we approve the first one, it kind of starts the clock ticking again on their second one. If they submit a second one, the first one's already been approved, so the next one is waiting for approval. It's kind of like a cycle that goes in a loop, if that makes sense. So like she posts one, we approve it, and then she goes to post another one, which is considered a new posting because she never paid for the first one. So
yes. So what you probably, now you have a separate problem. You have free members who don't have credit cards on file. You want them to freely create pending posts, because you don't want to get their credit card up front. I think this would go back to education, and if you're approving them, or if you feel that it should be approved, you probably want to email the member. Let me go to search members real quick. You probably want to create an email template, just like your post has been approved, or whatever you're calling it, but we need a credit card on file to approve it. And what you can do is compose an email and then select that template you've created and have them go to their account, update a credit card on file, and then you can proceed with approving and charging them. I wouldn't approve them if you don't have a method to charge them. In that case, you need to educate them or notify them to add a credit card on file. Your post has been approved, but we need to add a credit card on file. And
that may be a good solution. What do you think about this angle of like with the new credit system? What if, because when people immediately sign up, we could maybe just immediately put some funds in there for their first posting, but then so say if it's just make up a number of $5 or $10, when they sign up for a free member, that money's already in their account and they can use it for a posting. But after that, they'd have to put in their credit card.
Yeah, I think that's a great solution. Or it could be enough credit to get 50% off their first posting, so they'll get it for half off. But in that moment, they put a credit card on file as well. So yeah, when you're doing paper post and you're doing moderating the post, it just adds a level of complexity there. Yeah, it's just there's different ways to do it. It just depends what's easiest for your members and easiest for you as well, without putting too many roadblocks in the way.
Yeah. Last question on YouTube. Playlists, like I saw an integration where we could we're creating tutorials on the site. Is there a best practice or is there a template already built that'll kind of house all of the videos like on one page, so it eliminates scrolling?
Yes, with your YouTube videos, you can. I'll go to Brilliant Directories YouTube page. YouTube Brilliant Directories. So what you can do is you can create playlists, and then you just embed the playlist on a page, and then all the videos associated with that playlist will show on the page.
And they'll sync up as you add new ones, I imagine.
Yes, you just add more to that playlist. So here, it's playing for me. So all the videos are here, and then if you want to embed the playlist, just click share, and you're embedding the playlist, I think, or something like that. There's a way to embed the playlist here.
Yeah, I tried that. Maybe I'll have to ask that in the Facebook group, because I tried the embedded playlist, but I couldn't quite get it to populate on the site.
again,
yeah.
please post it in the Facebook group with the
Yeah,
playlist you're trying to embed, and I'll get that working for you.
Okay, awesome. That was my last question. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I know I know it can be done. So just post it in the Facebook group. All right, good
Awesome.
questions there, Rich. Thank you. All right, guys. All right, looks like yeah, we went a little overtime here. I think we're at 5:30 now. Normally at 5 Pacific time. If I didn't get to your questions, I see some hands up. Please ask them in the Facebook group. And speaking of the Facebook group, tomorrow afternoon at noon, we'll be announcing the winner for the free iPad. Just go to the Facebook group and leave a comment in the giveaway post. It's pinned at the top of the page. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And then I also want to mention, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's a great way to stay up to date with the newest videos, tutorials, and tips of the week that we have from the webinar. On behalf of myself, David, who was unable to join us today, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, so great to join you guys, to be with you guys today. Next webinar is in 2 weeks, from now, so the middle of April. We'll see you guys then. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys. It was wonderful and a joy. Bye-bye.